welcome to Picks on the Bluff's coverage of NCAA Week 11. Now you saw we didn't have a video up last week. We took our mid-season break, as you can call it. We still picked, but we just didn't make a video. But we did still pick, and the standings are up on our Facebook page. Be sure to click the link and go like it, and subscribe so you know when the next videos are out. But let's go ahead and get to this week's picks. We start off with Thursday night's game. Number 21 Clemson at Wake Forest. Now you know I'm a Clemson boy, so you should probably be able to guess what I'm going to pick. Clemson shouldn't have any problems with Wake Forest, but you know I said that when we played Syracuse and saw how sloppily we played that game. But our freshman quarterback should be coming back this week, so maybe it'll be a blowout and we get back on track. Although we still are kind of on track. We never got off the track after the first two games. Alright, to these Saturday games we have, first off, UT Martin at number 1 Mississippi State. This should be a blowout. Mississippi State is the number one team for a reason, and UT Martin, I guess it's the University of Tennessee Martin or something. I don't even know who they are. So Mississippi State wins. ACC matchup: Virginia at number 2 Florida State. With Florida State's last week, Florida State had a tough time with Louisville on a Thursday night. Florida State isn't showing me what a number 2 team should be showing me. I mean, this year they've had trouble with Clemson, they had trouble with Syracuse, then they had trouble with NC State. I don't remember if those two were in correct order, but they had trouble with both, and then they had trouble with Louisville. I don't think they should be the number 2 team right now, but you know, this new college football playoff team is you know, putting them how they see fit. But I don't see Florida State as number 2, but they should beat Virginia. Texas A&M at number 3 Auburn, who beat Ole Miss last week. That was a great game. You can't say anything less than that. But I think Auburn should, as good as they're playing, they should blow out A&M. And if they blow out A&M, they should move to number 2 and knock off Florida State. But we'll see what happens in the playoff picture after that. Next up, we have our first ranked matchup of the week. Number 4 Oregon at number 17 Utah. I picked Utah twice in a row, and they have failed me twice. I'm going to go with the Ducks. I'm going to go with quack quack. I'm going to say about that. An SEC ranked matchup. Number 5 Alabama at number 16 LSU. I've heard some people say Alabama's the best team in the nation right now. I don't see that. Maybe they're in the top 4. I know they should be way better than Florida State. Well, I'm just knocking on Florida State through this whole video. But Alabama should beat LSU, and I'm gonna go with Alabama. The game of the week that Game Day is not at for some reason. I don't get how Game Day picks where they're going to go. But number 7 Kansas State at number 6 TCU. Teams right next to each other. Kansas State, they've had one loss, and that was against the number 3 team in the nation. And TCU, they blew out somebody 82 to whatever. This is a toss-up. I'm going to have to stick with TCU on this one. Kansas State, I don't know what much to say. I mean, TCU's just putting up the points, and I got to go with the points. The game day will be at number 14 Ohio State at number 8 Michigan. This might be a Big Ten big rivalry game, but it's going to be a blowout. Ohio State just doesn't have the team to hang with Michigan State. Michigan State will demolish them. It'll be bad prime time, I think, or 8 o'clock game, I think, but it's going to be a bad prime time game. Michigan State wins big. Another well, think it should be a good game, but it's a ranked matchup. Number 10 Notre Dame at number 9 Arizona State. Gonna be a late game, probably 10:30 for us East Coasters. But after Navy almost beat Notre Dame last week, I'm gonna have to go with Arizona State. It's, what much can you say? Arizona State's up there. They're just playing great football. Presbyterian at number 11 Ole Miss. After losing twice, I think Ole Miss will finally get a win here. I mean, it's Presbyterian so Ole Miss gets the win. Number 12 Baylor at number 15 Oklahoma. Another ranked matchup. We got a lot of ranked matchups that making it a short pick week for us. But I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I don't have much to say about it. They're both great teams, but I gotta have an upset. This is gonna be my upset. Oklahoma wins this one. Number 18 UCLA at Washington. Gotta go with UCLA. They got a good win against, I think it was Arizona, wasn't it? Yeah, they beat Arizona last week, and UCLA is West Coast team. I don't know. Speaking of Arizona, Colorado comes into Arizona to play. It's going to be another late game, and Colorado is not a great team this year. Arizona gets an easy win. Georgia, who got upset by Florida somehow. I don't know where the defense was in that game. The defense just didn't. I guess they got left in Georgia. But Georgia gets to go to Kentucky and play another road game for them. But I think Georgia will beat Kentucky. It shouldn't be that hard, but it's an SEC game. Anything can happen. An ACC game, number 22 Duke at Syracuse. Even though Syracuse gave Florida State a hard time, it's not that hard to give Florida State a hard time, though. Duke gets the win. Duke, after a high-scoring game against Pittsburgh, Duke will get a win here. West Virginia, number 23 at Texas. Texas is just not good this year, so West Virginia wins. Number 24, Georgia Tech at NC State. NC State could pull an upset, but I'm going to stick with Georgia Tech. And finally, we got number 25, Wisconsin at Purdue. Purdue's just not good this year. Sticking with Wisconsin. And our only two quick picks of this week, we got Louisville at Boston College. Louisville is just a better team, all in all. And Florida at Vanderbilt. Florida wins. Just after beating Georgia, they should be riding that high. They should be on cloud 9, and they should beat Vanderbilt. So that's it for NCAA on Week 11. Stay tuned for NFL Week 10. I'm your host, Richard Reed, signing out.